The project in the Shrewsbury Episcopal area is called For Rural Youth, and it takes place in 4 areas.
The first 3 are very similar, so it's 3 deaneries: Hodnet, Rockwoodine and Oswestry. They are large geographical areas, they're all rural, they are a mixture of 12, 16, 18 rural parishes. Each of the 3 deaneries are looking at a different model of leadership.
So the first one is in Rockwoodine Deanery, which is overseen by Di Woolridge, who's been there for 3.5 years now, working as a lay missioner. And she's been doing excellent work in helping to reach new generations with the gospel via Messy Church and youth cafes, and we're seeing quite a lot of fruit because of the team that she's building.
Although our rural churches can be predominantly elderly people, they are very passionate to keep the young people in their rural villages, in their rural churches, and to do things for them. And actually, some of the best youth workers you find are older people. When they're encouraged and when you enable them to do it and empower them to do it, then actually you find that you have got an abundance of people. For instance, within Rockwoodine Deanery, we do a monthly youth cafe, and we have 10 adult volunteers who come along and enjoy it as much as the children do, and throw themselves into the games and the other activities. And there are a variety of ages, so we've got 1 or 2 in their 30s, but quite a lot in their 70s. And so having that mixture of ages actually brings a breadth of experience and understanding and different skills and gifts to youth ministry, which are all vital. But it's just actually saying you're never too old. Often the way to start is to just say, "Will you just come and help make refreshments?" And people think, "Oh yeah, I can do that." And then when they come and we're 1 short for the game, they join in and, "Actually, this is quite good, isn't it?"
In Oswestry Deanery, we're different challenges there, but a lot of young people are isolated in their various churches. So the aim is to try and run a church so they can all join together and be encouraged, but also to find sustainable work with young people. So Oswestry Youth Church, and I have a little leaflet, John, is up and running, and they've just raised the funds now to employ a person to help facilitate this. But the idea is to get sustainable growth in each of the churches, and I'm very encouraged by the quality of leadership under Helen Morby.
Within Hodnet Deanery, it's gathering young people into a cell, but they're coming from lots of different churches, and that's the thing with most deaneries. You may have 1 or 2 young people connected to that church.
There's me and my brother, and that's about it that go to my church. It's really small.
I don't even live in a village. I live in a hamlet, so it's like smaller than a village. And I go to the church here, and there's a lot less people that go to church than go to school.
The 4th part of For Rural Youth project is schools chaplaincy. The rural churches there all have primary schools within their deanery, but they don't have secondary schools. So we might do good work with the primary schools, going in and making connections, making links with our messy churches. But once the young people reach secondary school age, they have to get on a bus to go to a variety of secondary schools. For instance, within my local village, we had 13 school leavers last year, and they went to 9 different secondary schools. So as a deanery, to keep in contact with 9 secondary schools is just impossible. We just don't have those resources. So a vital part of this project is to set up schools chaplains within the secondary schools. We're initially setting up 1 schools chaplaincy at Holy Trinity Priorsley. And what we want to learn from that is how to do it, what works. Nothing's ever guaranteed. But what we're trying to do is make it sustainable. And by using the different models, we're looking at what will work and what won't work for the future.